So apparently fear is what drives people to conservatism, or so says the American Journal of Political Science. Here's a quote: "We suggest that people are not expected to be more fearful because they are conservative." Oh, thank you, people. Rather, individuals who are more fearful tend to espouse less supportive policies towards outgroups, and the process operates through a common genetic pathway. Miss Jessica Schrendel, a TV producer in Seattle, Washington, blogger and one-time adherent to an extremely skittish bunch of conservatives in northern Idaho, completely agrees with this study. Asked Miss Schrendel, why are most conservatives against gay marriage? Why are a majority of them also against gay people being able to adopt? Why are conservatives against increased immigration? And why were conservatives the first to cry out for retaliation after 9/11? And why are conservatives the last to bat an eye when a Muslim or an Arab is racially profiled, captured, killed, and tortured? Fear. Conservatives, apparently, are a neurotic bunch of people petrified of change, especially if it's wrapped in ambitious political promises. Afraid of social interaction and diversity, afraid of the tax man, afraid of outspoken women with unshaved armpits and long gray hair, afraid of public displays of affection, seductive dresses, public parades, public bathrooms, and naturally scared out of their minds about gays and lesbians, especially the pretty ones. They have just nailed it, haven't they? Yeah, but once again, liberals prove that the only ones who are afraid of the truth are liberals. Now, how else do you explain their need to trivialize deeply held convictions? Fear may not always be the best motivator, I'll grant you that, but there is nothing untoward about fear or being afraid if there's a rational basis for the response. If one accepts the proposition, as conservatives do, that human beings have the capacity to err, to be misled, to allow selfish desires and passions to overrule reasoned and principled conduct, then it makes good sense to fear the breakdown of long-lived social institutions and the overthrow of accepted norms and standards. You know, for one, I fear things that harm me. I make no bones about it. I fear fire that can't be contained. I fear physical pain in the form of a car accident. I fear heights, and I have absolutely no desire to throw myself out of an airplane. And I also fear terrorists, as I do other violent criminals, and I don't have the slightest desire to befriend them, to study them, and to interact with them simply so I can expand my social horizons and understand where they're coming from, and I don't believe that makes me a bad person at all. In fact, as long as human beings have walked the earth, we have seen the harm that can be done by unchecked passions, by totalitarian ideologies, by the lust for power, by the determination to remake society in one's own image. That's precisely why conservatives are committed to fundamental principles of social organization, and why conservatives distrust utopian ideas and radical social change. No self-realized conservative is afraid of the progressive policies of social change because we have some irrational childlike phobia of the big boogeyman in the garb of gay marriage, Islamic expansion, and socialism. Oh no. Conservatives fear radical change to our social institutions for the best of self-evident reasons. You see, we really believe the family is the basic cornerstone of society. And we're not convinced that new family configurations never seen before in the history of humanity will contribute to the social health and stability of our culture and our nation in the long run. And we make no bones about that. We fear the consequences, you see, of mass immigration on the democratic liberties of rule and law and on our Western culture because it is a matter of preserving what has kept us free. This is not a matter of being cruel or hateful or ignorant. It's a matter of justly fearing to lose what is most precious to us as Canadians. There's a difference, you see, between foolish fear, fear of truth, as I would suggest many liberals are, and of wise fear, fear of consequences that hurt. I'm Tristan Emanuel, and I make no apologies.